Now, subscribe to Bright Duty course at ₹1 per day only. Download Bright Duty app from Play Store and get the online courses prepared by competent and experienced teachers for different education boards of classes 6 to 10. Bright Duty courses are available for the subjects of Math, Science, Social Science, English and Hindi in English and Hindi medium. Bright Duty follows 3-step approach, that is learning, assessment and exam preparation. In learning, topic-wise video lectures with explanation of concepts and discussion of textbook examples and questions are available with the solutions. In assessment, topic-wise online MCQ test, practice assignments and chapter-wise question bank are available with the solutions. In exam preparation, previous year's question papers, sample papers and model test papers are available with the solutions. Sign up today on Bright Tuesday and avail your courses at affordable prices.
It has become easy for you to score very well in your maths exam. So because term 1 is already done, your syllabus is divided into 2 parts, and being divided into 2 parts, it will help you a lot to score very well in your maths exam now in term 2. So as I said, it should be your continuous effort, continuous struggle, continuous hard work, and because of that you will surely meet success on your way. So let's quickly see what is the syllabus. You all must be knowing syllabus is already reduced. So for term 2 you have the following chapters. From the unit algebra, you have quadratic equations, arithmetic progression, which the breakup for which is of 10 marks. So algebra counts for 10 marks. Next is geometry, 9 marks, where you have circles, constructions, trigonometry, in which you are basically doing only applications of trigonometry. There were 2 chapters. First one has already been done in term 1. Now it's only application of trigonometry. Next is mensuration, surface area and volume. Then you have statistics. So if you look at this breakup, children, and if you look at statistics, you can see it is of 8 marks. And statistics is considered to be very easy. So this is something that I would suggest you all should study very hard, very well, because you only have a few things, a few topics to study over there. The method which was considered to be difficult has already been removed by CBSE board. So statistics is something that will help, in which you can surely score very good marks. So this is about your syllabus for term 2. Next, you have some deleted topics. I hope all of you know what are the deleted topics. You all are already preparing for your exams. So these are some of the deleted topics. Make sure to leave them. You don't waste your time right now, I would say, on these topics. Obviously, it's good to understand everything, but right now, when you are focusing only on your board exams, it's very important that you should study whatever is actually there in the syllabus. So in quadratic equations, problems on equations reducible to quadratic equations, quadratic form, are excluded. I hope all of you know what are these. So when I say problems on equations reducible to quadratic equations are removed, I simply mean the equations which are not directly in the form of quadratic equations, they are excluded. In arithmetic progression, application based on sum to n terms of an AP are excluded. So when we say applications, we are actually talking about some of the real life example questions or the application based questions on sum of n terms. They are removed and you need not study that. Circles, there is no deletion. It's a very small chapter. Again, in constructions, construction of similar triangles is removed from your syllabus. Applications of trigonometry, that is heights and distances, nothing is removed. The next chapter, surface area and volume, frustum of cone has been removed. Again, this was actually something different that students were studying in class 10th, but this has been removed from your syllabus. So now whatever is left is the same that you have been doing for last 2 to 3 years. The same mensuration, same cone, cylinder, sphere, hemisphere, you have to study and you have to do the questions. Next is statistics, in which step deviation method for finding mean and cumulative frequency graph, both are deleted. So these are some of the deleted topics. So this is just about your syllabus. I know all of you must be knowing the syllabus very well. So let's see what things you should actually remember while preparing for your maths exam. What are some of those things that right now you need to pay attention to? So first of all, I would say, instead of memorizing all the formulae, try to understand the fundamental concept. Sometimes, now what happens here, this time your questions, some of the questions are competency based, wherein you do not get to apply the formula directly. You have to know what is the question asking, what actually is there in the question. So you need to understand the fundamental concept, and after understanding, you need to apply the formula. So don't just memorize that, okay, if question says this, I will apply this formula. No. Try to understand the basic concept that is behind a particular thing. Next is you should revise daily. So revision should be done through daily practice. Maths, as you know, as you have been listening to everybody, practice maths every day. So yes, that's correct, because it is something which is just based on practice. The more you practice, the more well you do. So revision through daily practice. You should, one more thing I would suggest, you should develop a habit of setting time limit in solving the questions. Reason being, the questions that you get, if you have a 2-marker question, you should know that only this much time should be devoted to a 2-marker question. So this is actually linked, this point is actually linked to your exam. If you have a habit of setting time limit in solving the questions, it will be very easy for you to attempt the exam. Next is divide the chapter according to your ability. So when I'm saying your ability, it means I'm not questioning your ability. Everybody is able to solve all the chapters, to understand all the chapters. But again, this differs from person to person. So divide the chapter according to your ability means, whatever you feel is easy for you, which may differ from person to person. Maybe your friend feels a chapter to be difficult, but you feel that chapter to be easy, that concept to be easy. So divide the chapters according to your ability. So whatever you feel can be done very quickly, I think you should give time to that topic, complete that topic very well in advance, and then move on to the next. Try to link mathematics problems with real life. So if you basically try to see, and if you try to visualize all the problems, especially in chapters like surface area and volume, arithmetic progression, so word problems and quadratic equations, if you try to link them to your real life, you will feel the difference. You will be able to see that mathematics is actually very, very easy. Next suggestion that I have for you is attempt one full syllabus test every week. So now, since all of you must, so again, I think all of you must have done your syllabus once you must have completed your entire syllabus. So try to attempt one full syllabus test every week. So when I say full syllabus test, you can take any practice paper, any of your school practice paper, or any of the sample papers, but every week try to attempt at least one of it. The next thing that is very important is jot down synopsis of all chapters. So synopsis, when we are talking about all the chapters, there are certain points that are very important in some of the chapters. So you should always make a notebook, or I would suggest you to make a formula notebook. This is something that I have been doing when I was a student too. This is something that my teacher has told me, to make a formula notebook, and I would say it actually helps. It actually helps you a lot. So make a formula notebook, write down the chapter name, just note down the important points that you think, yes, this is something very important for a chapter. For example, if I talk about quadratic equations, just write quadratic equations, write what all important formulae you have there. We talk about nature of roots, which is very important. You do get 2-marker questions from nature of roots. So write down how to identify what are the nature of roots, what is the condition for real roots, imaginary roots. So you can simply note down just the condition in a line. I'm not saying to write everything in a line. Then next you can use the formula. You know what is quadratic formula, just note down that formula. When will this notebook help you? This will help you in the last moment when you will actually be appearing for exam. So before that, when you are revising that, okay, tomorrow I have my exam and this is the last revision that I'm doing, quickly turn the pages of that notebook, and that is going to help you a lot, because all the important points, all the important formulae, they are already there with you in that notebook. You just have to take a look. At the last moment, you don't go through the entire book, right? So you just have to take a look of that notebook. So jot down synopsis of all the chapters. Next is analyze the breakup of marks in questions. So you should analyze the breakup of marks in all the questions, because sometimes, see, in maths is again about step marking. This is something that you already know, and this is applicable in term 2. Term 1 was objective, where you either get 1 or you get 0, but no, it is not with term 2. So you're lucky here, you can score very well. Make sure you write all the formulae, analyze the breakup of marks, see what the question is asking. So whatever, if so breakup of marks, whatever is asked in a particular question, try to answer that way. Then breakup of marks, I would even say analyze the breakup of marks even for the chapters. If you see that, okay, this chapter, this particular chapter carries this much marks, try to prepare that way. Try to prepare so that you are able to score maximum marks. This is a 40 marker paper, children, and this is for 2 hours. The time that you are getting will be 2 hours. A 40 marker paper for 2 hours, and the number of questions are 14. So can you just tell me in chat box how much time do you actually have on an average for one question? If you have 14 questions and you have 2 hours to solve, how much time do you get for each question? 2 minutes? Is it? No. Okay. Anyone else who can answer? You have a 40 marker paper, you have 14 questions. You have 14 questions, 40 marker paper. Yes, okay. And you have 2 hours to solve that paper. You approximately have 8.5 minutes for each question. Good. So you approximately have 8.5 minutes for each question. But do you need that? Do you actually need that? So I'll be telling you, you don't need 2 hours for a 40 marker paper. Your maths paper is going to be very easy this time. So when I'm saying very easy, if you prepare accordingly, you will feel that yes, it's very easy to score good marks in maths. So let's move on to the next slide. This was just about some things that you should remember while going for your maths exam. Okay.
Now, subscribe to Bright Duty course at ₹1 per day only. Download Bright Duty app from Play Store and get the online courses prepared by competent and experienced teachers for different education boards of classes 6 to 10. Bright Duty courses are available for the subjects of Math, Science, Social Science, English and Hindi in English and Hindi medium. Bright Duty follows 3-step approach, that is learning, assessment and exam preparation. In learning, topic-wise video lectures with explanation of concepts and discussion of textbook examples and questions are available with the solutions. In assessment, topic-wise online MCQ test, practice assignments and chapter-wise question bank are available with the solutions. In exam preparation, previous year's question papers, sample papers and model test papers are available with the solutions. Sign up today on Bright Tuesday and avail your courses at affordable prices.
Now we have some of the points, some of the things that you should not do in your maths exam. So do not ever try to cram the processes involved in the solution of a mathematical problem. This can be counterproductive, so it's better to focus on understanding the logic. Again, cramming everything will never help you. So it's better to understand and solve the question. It is better to understand and solve the logic, understand the logic behind a particular topic. Next is don't pressurize yourself by studying unfamiliar topics in the last minute. Again, when I'm saying last minute, I'm talking about a week before your exam. Don't pressurize yourself. You still have a lot of time, children. You still have some of the days left with you, wherein if even by chance you have left some topic, this is the right time to complete that. But don't do that in the last minute. Don't pressurize yourself. So in the last minute, you should try to do well. You should try to practice the concepts you know very well. Don't study irrelevant topics. So when I'm saying irrelevant topics, don't study what is not there in the syllabus. In the last minute, you should know what is there in the syllabus. Go through the reduced syllabus and just study the topics which are there in your syllabus. Don't study everything in all those irrelevant topics. Next, don't solve decades old question paper as the pattern keeps on changing. This is something you yourself know. Solving decades old question paper wherein the question paper pattern was completely different will not help you. So yes, you can go through some of the questions. As we say, the questions do repeat. They do repeat, and that's true. They do repeat, but try to focus more on the pattern that you have now and try to practice similar type of papers. Don't depend completely on sample papers. They are just for your practice. So remember, it is good to solve sample papers, but don't think that you will not use NCERT and you will just rely on sample papers. That will not help you. So you should not completely rely on sample papers. You need them for practice, but the base of your preparation should be NCERT only. Don't revise all chapters in one day. Make a proper timetable and give your brain some time to recall each topic. So don't revise everything in one go. Okay, today I'll revise everything in maths. No, that cannot be done. That is not good. You still have time. So even if you have 6 subjects, so you still have time. Try to make a proper timetable and just give equal time to each of the subjects, and in that way you will not even get bored, and it will be very easy for you to recall each topic very easily. So if you go on studying maths for the entire day, you will feel bored, you will feel maybe pressurized. So it's better to do one topic in one day and then the other on the other day, so you still have some time and you can utilize that time accordingly. Don't take stress, children. The last thing I would say is don't take stress. Sleep very well. Sleep is very important. Sleep well and attempt the exam with a fresh mind. This is for the day of your exam. Don't think you will study the entire night and that will help you for the exam. No. Your continuous efforts are going to help you for the exam. So don't take stress on the last day, in the last minute. Sleep well. Make sure you have a proper sleep pattern during your exam schedule also. Sleep very well and then attempt your exam with a very fresh mind. This is going to help you. You will feel fresh. There will be no pressure on you and your exam is automatically going to be very well. So these are some of the things, some of the points that you should remember, that you don't have to do all these things. Try to avoid them. Let's move on to the next. So next is I have some of the points that you can use again in the last minute preparation, last month. So make sure you have solved at least NCERT completely. Now this is especially for those students who are directly solving either R.D. Sharma or R.S. Agarwal. So children, what you do is you say I'm not doing NCERT, I'm doing R.D. Sharma or I'm doing R.S. Agarwal. That's very good. But then when you are saying I'm doing R.D. Sharma or I'm doing R.S. Agarwal, is that true that you have done each and every question from that book? You have not left out anything? Because even if by chance you think that, okay, this is in the other book and I'm not going to do it because maybe it is not in NCERT and this is a very difficult question or a higher level question and this will not be asked in exams, then at that point of time you are wrong. So if you are solving some other book, it's really very good, but make sure at least the entire NCERT is solved. It is very important. All the examples, all the exercises, in some or the other way, board asks you the same questions. The questions, they just change the words. Some of the way of asking the question might change, but ultimately whatever is there in NCERT is asked. So make sure that you have solved the entire NCERT very well. Entire NCERT you have solved completely. Make sure that. Solve all the examples given in the NCERT. It is very important. Examples are there for you. You should know how to solve them. So yes, when you were studying the chapter for the first time, you were using examples to understand. But now, when you already know the concept very well, just solve the examples without looking at the solution. Prepare notes of your own, which will help you in last minute preparation. Again, this is something that I've already told you. This is something that will help you in the last minute. This is again about a formula notebook. Analyze what you've already covered and what needs to be covered. So now in March, there may be some of the topics that you had left. Okay, this is a bit difficult. I am unable to understand this topic. So I'll be doing it afterwards, after a week. Okay, after 10 days. No, now after 15 days. So make sure you have not left out that. See, analyze. Is there anything, any particular topic? Is there a very small topic that you have not done earlier? You had left it, that I'll be doing it afterwards. So make sure there is nothing left and you are able to cover all the topics. So you have to analyze yourself what you have already covered and what is left, what needs to be covered. Make sure you cover that topic, because each and every topic, again I am saying, is very important. Solve maximum number of sample papers or practice tests. So once you have done all your NCERT is done, all your revision is done, try to solve the maximum number of papers possible. Do not completely rely on them, but try to solve maximum number of papers. Do a quick revision of all the topics by solving the tricky questions. So what are these tricky questions that I'm talking here about? What we do generally is we do mark using a star, an asterisk, or a tick in our books that, okay, this is a bit difficult, let's leave it, we'll do it afterwards. And then we do that question. So those are the questions which we are unable to solve in the first attempt. So those are some tricky questions. That means those were the questions in which you actually had to concentrate and apply logic. So make sure you do the revision of all those questions, because those were the questions where you were getting stuck. So if you were getting stuck in a particular question, make sure now you are able to do that. Develop a habit of setting time limit. Again, this is something that I've already told you. For every question, for every topic, set the time limit. This can also be used when you're solving question papers, your sample papers. Keep a stopwatch with you and see how much time you are actually giving to 2-marker questions, how much time you are actually giving to 3-marker, 4-marker question. So if in case you are utilizing a lot of your time in 2-marker question, try to speed up. Try to solve those questions quickly, because you should devote time to each set of questions according to its need. So remember all these points. This is going to help you in the last month in your preparation. This is all about what you've already done, but now, yes, just analyze what is left. Just make sure you are able to set the time limit and solve the questions accordingly. Okay, so I will come to your questions maybe after I complete my discussion. Yes, I can see your questions in the chat box. You may leave them here. We will discuss your questions afterwards.
Now, subscribe to Bright Duty course at ₹1 per day only. Download Bright Duty app from Play Store and get the online courses prepared by competent and experienced teachers for different education boards of classes 6 to 10. Bright Duty courses are available for the subjects of Math, Science, Social Science, English and Hindi in English and Hindi medium. Bright Duty follows 3-step approach, that is learning, assessment and exam preparation. In learning, topic-wise video lectures with explanation of concepts and discussion of textbook examples and questions are available with the solutions. In assessment, topic-wise online MCQ test, practice assignments and chapter-wise question bank are available with the solutions. In exam preparation, previous year's question papers, sample papers, and model test papers are available with the solutions. Sign up today on Bright Tutor and avail your courses at affordable prices.
Okay. How to attempt your exam so that you are able to score 90 plus. And those who are already scoring 90 plus, what things they should do so that they are able to score 100 marks, or I should say 98, 99, 100 to in your maths exam, because maths is something in which it is very easy to score good marks, very easy to score good marks, because again this does not change from teacher to teacher. It is not that the teacher likes your language or the way of writing the question, she'll give you marks. No, it is about the steps, the concept. If your concept is correct, you get full marks. There is no way somebody can cut your marks. So it is about time management. Use the allotted reading time to analyze the questions properly. So you have some of the questions with you, use that time, use that allotted reading time and analyze the questions. How will you analyze the questions? See what you already know, just put a tick mark, just mark the questions that okay, these are some of the familiar questions and I'll be attempting those first. Try to attempt those first very quickly, and then the remaining time can be devoted to the questions which are difficult for you. Carefully read the directions given for each question. Children, make sure you read everything that is there, everything that is given in the question, all the things that are asked in a particular question. So make sure that you read the directions given for each and every question. So some of the times what happens, this is what my students, some of the times they say, oh ma'am, this was also there in the last line, but I forgot. I did not even see. Okay, this line was the last line of the first page, and the second page, the first line, the question was continued, but I forgot to see one of those. So again, if you leave something, what will happen? Your marks will be deducted. So try to read all the questions, all the instructions, the directions given for each and every question properly, and then attempt your question. Conceptualize the answer before you start writing. Make sure you are able to conceptualize, you are able to understand that this is what the question is asking. So make sure you are able to conceptualize the questions, answers, and then you are then you start writing. Draw diagrams wherever needed. Children, this is very important, especially when I talk about applications of trigonometry, when I talk about surface area and volume. So in applications of trigonometry, there are marks allotted for the question, for the diagram too. So make sure, because generally you will be getting a 3-marker or a 4-marker question from applications of trigonometry. So make sure you draw the diagrams. The diagrams, they're not given. The figures, I'm talking about the figures. So the figures, they are not given in the question. If they're not given, you have marks allotted on that. So make sure you are drawing the proper diagram. The labeling should be correct. The diagram should be properly labeled. Make sure you are using the same A, B, C, D in your question, in your solution too. So your diagrams should be very neat, very proper, because you do get marks on the diagrams. Write the applied formulae and all the steps clearly in every solution. As I said, maths, you do have step marking. So if you have applied all the formulae correctly, if you have done all the steps very clearly in every solution, nobody can deduct even half of your mark. So write the formula applied. So if you are solving a particular question, for example, you are simply using the algebraic identity of a plus b whole square. So after using on the other side, that is on the right hand side of your answer sheet, you can even in a bracket just write the formula that you have used. So that is going to help you. You will get marks. How will you get marks? Sometimes what happens, your calculation is wrong, but your formula applied is absolutely correct. So the teacher will get to know that you know the formula, but somehow while adding or subtracting, you went wrong. So this will help you to score marks. You will get marks on that applied formula. So make sure you write all the formulae in all the formulae that is being applied in a particular solution. Rounding off to be done carefully and units to be mentioned in each solution if required, obviously. Rounding off should be done very carefully. Up to 2 places of decimal, this is what is required. We don't need 3 to 4 places of decimal. So make sure you write your answer up to first or second place of this decimal. That is fine. But rounding off should be done carefully, and the units should be mentioned. This is especially if I talk about surface area and volume. Don't leave any of your answer without units. Your marks will be deducted even if the entire, suppose you get a 4-marker question, even if the entire solution is correct, but at the end the unit is missing, you will get 3.5. You will not get 4, because that is not a perfect answer. So to get perfect score, your answer should be perfect. And for the perfect answer, units should be there in every solution. Do not leave any question unattempted. Again, it's maths. Don't leave anything saying that I don't know the solution. Everything is so all the questions you've already studied. You have studied everything, children. So do not leave any question unattempted. There may be some circumstances in which you are unable to solve a particular question. You are not able to write the complete solution. But in that case also, do not leave it unattempted. Attempt the question. Attempt. When I say attempt, do whatever you know. At least few steps you must be knowing, so you'll get marks on those steps. So do not leave any question unattempted. At the end, do revise and check your answers. Do revise and check your answers. This is very important, because what happens some of the times, even I may make a mistake. So addition, subtraction, a simple addition, subtraction, you can even get a wrong answer over there. So make sure you revise and check the answers at the end. You see that you have done all the questions. So this will help you to make sure that everything, each of the question is attempted. What you can do for this is, once you are revising, once you've started revising your paper, keep marking the same questions in your question paper, revise the first answer and put a tick mark. So that way you will know that all the questions have been attempted by you and nothing is left. So these are just some of the tips from my side which may help you to score more than 90% marks. So try to utilize them. I think, I believe they are going to help. So what is the typology of questions for term 2? This is something you already know. I hope all of you have seen the sample question papers available on CBSE website. So section A, it consists of 12 marks and it will have 6 short answer type questions for 2 marks each. There is no 1 mark question now. Section B is again of 12 marks and it will consist of 4 moderate answer type questions of 3 marks each. So basically 3 marker questions. And section C will consist of 4 questions, 2 case studies and 2 long answer questions of 4 marks each. So as I was saying, you have 120 minutes. You have in all 14 questions. So 14 questions to be done in 120 minutes, approximately 8.5 minutes for each of the question. But that is too much, children. How much time do you think you need for a 2-marker question? How much time do you think you need for a 2-marker question? A 2-marker question, the 3 minutes. Okay, what else? Is there anyone else who would like to tell me how much time you think you need for a 2-marker question? Okay, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. I think 2 minutes is enough. Okay, 1.5, good. So, okay. So you generally need, so according to me, what I feel is if I have 6 short answer type questions of 2 marks each, I think it should be done in 10 minutes. But okay, I'm giving you 15 minutes. Take 15 minutes for these 2-marker questions. So you're done with the 6 questions in the first 15 minutes. Next comes 3-marker questions. 4 3-marker questions. So 4 3-marker questions, if I give you 5 minutes for each question, which is too much, I think, still you need 20 minutes. So 20 and 15 is 35 minutes. So in 35 minutes, your section A and section B should be done. And then the last remaining 4 questions, in which you have 2 long answer questions and 2 case studies. So the 4 remaining questions, so even if you take 6 minutes each, you will be needing 24 minutes. That counts up to 59 minutes. I hope you agree with me. And that's all in which your paper will be done. You still have 1 hour left. So make sure that you are able to do your question paper, you are able to solve everything, and after that you will have time remaining for revision, children. You will have time remaining for revision if you are following a proper habit of doing all the questions in a particular time limit. If you're setting a time limit from now, it is going to help you in your exams. So 59 minutes, I think, or 60 minutes, that is 1 hour is enough for a 40 marker paper. But still you are getting 1 hour extra. So when you have 1 hour extra to score a perfect 100 marks or 98, 99 marks, make sure if board is giving you 1 hour extra, make sure you are writing everything properly. Make sure there is no chance of your marks being deducted. Make sure you are writing all the steps, all the formula required. Your answer sheet should be very neat and clean. Try to do rough work, make rough columns. Just all these things will help you. So you have time. Just analyze and think over it. I think you have time. You will get time to revise your paper and to perform very well in the exam. So this is about typology of questions that you have for term 2. So you have these questions. Make sure you start doing revision using this time limit pattern, and just try to see if you are able to finish off with your paper in 1 hour. 1 hour is enough, children. 1 hour is enough when you are completely concentrating on only those 14 questions. So just try to see if you are able to do that.
Now, subscribe to Bright Duty course at ₹1 per day only. Download Bright Duty app from Play Store and get the online courses prepared by competent and experienced teachers for different education boards of classes 6 to 10. Bright Duty courses are available for the subjects of Math, Science, Social Science, English and Hindi in English and Hindi medium. Bright Duty follows 3-step approach, that is learning, assessment and exam preparation. In learning, topic-wise video lectures with explanation of concepts and discussion of textbook examples and questions are available with the solutions. In assessment, topic-wise online MCQ test, practice assignments and chapter-wise question bank are available with the solutions. In exam preparation, previous year's question papers, sample papers and model test papers are available with the solutions. Sign up today on Bright Tutor and avail your courses at affordable prices.
So let us see the chapters that you have. You have 7 chapters in all. So let us see what all important topics you have. So if I talk about quadratic equations, nature of roots, solving a quadratic equation and word problems. These are the 3 things that you should remember. Nature of roots, I feel for sure there is 100% chance of getting at least one question on nature of roots. So the question may be to find out the nature of roots or to find out the value of the unknown when the roots are real and equal, when the roots are real and unequal. So most of the times when you have to find out the value of the unknown, the question says find out the value of this unknown when the roots of this given quadratic equation are real and equal. So 100% chance you have, there is 100% chance that you will get a question on nature of roots. A very easy topic, I think. So make sure you do all the questions based on nature of roots. You will get a question, children. You will definitely get a question of nature of roots. Solving a quadratic equation. So by factorization and by using quadratic formula, you should know how to solve a quadratic equation. This will help you in solving a simple quadratic equation. This will even help you in doing word problems. Even in word problems, ultimately you have to solve quadratic equations. So if you know the formula, you can apply that. And again, there is 100% chance that you will get at least a word problem or a quadratic equation to solve. So make sure you know what are nature of roots, you know how to solve questions based on nature of roots, and how you know how to solve questions or how to solve a given quadratic equation to find out the value of x. This is about quadratic equations. This is something, so make sure whatever you're doing based on this. So this is very important. This may help you in the last minute revision. Arithmetic progression, nth term of an AP, or to find out the nth term of an AP, or to prove something based on nth term or the sum of n terms. This is something there that is there in arithmetic progression, and the entire chapter is important. I would say, children, the entire chapter is important, because if you look at NCERT, each and every question, it just helps you to find out a particular term or the sum of a particular term. Or there are certain questions where it says that the sum of 10 terms, first 10 terms is given, the sum of last 10 terms is given, and you just have to find out a particular thing in that question. Such questions are also very important. Then, how do you consider 3 consecutive terms in an AP? This you can get question based on this. This is, so I would not say there is 100% chance, but yes, some of the times you do get questions wherein they say the sum of 3 terms in an AP is this, and the product of the 3 terms is this, find the terms. So in such cases, you should know how to consider 3 consecutive terms in an AP, which will help you in solving the questions very easily. So when we talk about 3 terms, we consider them as A minus D, A, and A plus B. So make sure you know how to solve questions wherein the terms are not given, and you have to assume the terms for a situational word problem and find out the terms. So this is something very important in AP. Next is circles. So proof of theorems, you have you don't have many theorems here. You just have 2 of them. So that tangent is perpendicular to the radius. Tangents drawn from an external point are equal in length. So the second theorem that I'm talking about, tangents drawn from an external point are equal in length. For this theorem, the theorem can also be asked in form of a question, that PA and PB are 2 tangents drawn, prove that they are equal. So I'm just giving example in a very easy way. The question can be framed. So instead of asking you to directly write the proof of the theorem, it can even be framed in the form of a question. So make sure you know the proof. Then in some of the questions in circles, you have to use property of geometrical figures, cyclic quadrilateral, square, rectangle, triangle. So you should know their properties. You should know the geometrical properties of these figures, because you will have to apply them in that question. So even if you don't know some of the properties, make sure, note it down, that you should remember all these properties, that what type of triangle is formed, when is such a triangle formed, what are the angles, what happens in cyclic quadrilateral, what is a square, when is a rectangle inscribed in a circle. So you should know all these properties too. This is about circles. Next, if we move on to constructions, again, I would say 100% chance of getting construction of tangents, 100% chance of getting construction of tangents. And again, I would say 90% chances, or I should even say 95% chances, that the question will be something or just reframed from the questions given in NCERT. So make sure you do this from NCERT, construction of tangents. Construction of tangents to a circle. Make sure you do constructions very well from NCERT, children. You will get questions based on that only. And next is internal division of a line segment. Since this is the second topic in this chapter, you should know how to divide a line segment internally. Construction of similar triangles is not there in your syllabus, so please don't do those questions. Construction of tangents is very, very important. You are definitely going to get a question based on construction of tangents. Next, you have surface area and volumes. So in surface area and volume, children, you do have some questions based on tent, the amount of canvas used, the length of canvas used, the area, and you have questions wherein a well is being dug, how much earth is being taken out. So such questions are very important. You even have some questions wherein a farmer connects a pipe and water is being from a tank, the water is moving on to another tank, something of this type. You can get questions based on this when I'm talking about a 4-marker question. So 3 or 4 marker question you will get, obviously, because that is going to be a lengthy one. So you will get problems based such problems. And problems based on conversion of one solid to another, this is something that you can get in 2 mark. Conversion of one solid to another, that is, a cone is being transformed into a cylinder, or a cylinder is being transformed into a sphere, or one sphere is being melted and n number of spheres are formed. Such questions are very important in surface area and volume. You may get such questions in your exams, so make sure that you do such questions in which a solid is being converted to the other solid. This is very easy because when one solid is converted to the other solid, the only thing that is happening is both the volumes are to be equated. So you should know the formula of volumes and you are done. Very easy. This is a very easy topic. So conversion of one solid to another. And the last topic that you have is statistics. In statistics, you will get mean, median, and mode, all three of them. Again, 8 marks. So students, you will be out of 40, 8 marks you can score from statistics. So 8 marks. So problems based on assumed mean method, yes, you will get. You can even get problems based on median and mode. So you have direct method and assumed mean method, that is the shortcut method to find out the mean. You can get the question on assumed mean method. Some of the times they do write that use this method to solve. When they are writing, when the method is indicated in the question, you are supposed to use that particular method. But when that method is not indicated in the question, children, there is no need. You can use any method which you feel is easier to use. In mean, I would even say there are certain questions in which frequency is unknown. So F1, F2 or P, Q, frequencies are unknown. They are in the form of variables and you have to find those variables. Such questions are also very important. You do get such questions. So this is again for 3 or 4 marker. You can get questions wherein you have an unknown frequency and you have to solve question and or you have to solve and find out that unknown frequency. So such questions are very important for statistics. So make sure you are preparing very well. Make sure you are jotting down the points and you are marking the important topics and you are doing them in advance. So you still have a month to go, I would say, and you can do wonders in this month, children. Hard work always pays off. So if you do hard work, for sure you're going to score very well. Mathematics for you in term 2 is very easy. You don't have to study the entire book. You have only 7 chapters, and out of these 7 chapters you have construction and statistics as 2 of the chapters. So you don't have a lot of burden. It's very easy this time. So just do hard work and you'll be able to score very well in maths. So I would say good luck to all of you for your exams. Prepare very well and make sure that whatever you do, whatever you write, your answers, they are very nice, they are properly written, all the formula are written, everything, all the steps are very clear, all the units are mentioned. Draw proper lines, make sure you have rough column, so you will definitely score very well. So all the very best and good luck to all of you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. We are running out of time. So with this, we'll end the webinar now. Special thanks to all the students, teachers who were present here. I hope you all have learned something from this webinar. With this, we'll end the webinar now. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Now, subscribe to Bright Duty course at ₹1 per day only. Download Bright Duty app from Play Store and get the online courses prepared by competent and experienced teachers for different education boards of classes 6 to 10. Bright Duty courses are available for the subjects of Math, Science, Social Science, English and Hindi in English and Hindi medium. Bright Duty follows 3-step approach, that is learning, assessment and exam preparation. In learning, topic-wise video lectures with explanation of concepts and discussion of textbook examples and questions are available with the solutions. In assessment, topic-wise online MCQ test, practice assignments and chapter-wise question bank are available with the solutions. In exam preparation, previous year's question papers, sample papers and model test papers are available with the solutions. Sign up today on Bright Tutor and avail your courses at affordable prices.